Hi, Selena. How are you today?
Hello, I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Good, good. So I'm super excited to be doing this interview with you on the new film, Boss Level. So can you just tell us a little bit about the movie and your character? I know it's an action thriller movie, and so it got me all excited, and I was like wondering like what's happening, what's going to happen next, especially your scenes in the movie. So can you please tell us about it?
Yeah, well, we actually had the Hulu virtual premiere last night. I don't know if you caught that, but that was really fun. So Boss Level is basically this over the top, hilarious action thriller. And though it seems that way, really at the heart, at its core, it's a very moving story about a man who is in this unfortunate situation where he keeps getting basically assassinated over and over again by these crazy, wacky assassins. And he uses his unfortunate predicament to reconnect with his son and his ex-wife. So it's funny until it's not, and then it gets even better, and then it's just touching. And I feel like there's just something in there for everyone.
So let me ask you this. While being in this movie and starring as Guan Yin, did you experience any challenges while preparing for, the physical side of your role as the mischievous assassin? Did you experience anything?
Well, it was a lot. There was a lot of training. I definitely got a lot of bruises, but I enjoyed all of it. Training for me is really fun, and rehearsing and choreographing and just working with such a great team. I had such an incredible stunt team and trainers. So for me, though it was challenging, it I'm someone that really enjoys the challenge and being pushed. And it was all of those things. It was a challenge. It did push myself, but I feel like the end result and the fight scenes that you see, it's so worth it. And I feel like it's something the audience will really love.
Can you tell me a little bit about, I know you said you push and you work hard, but how did you really start your acting career? What led you to this field?
So I've always done, when I was younger, I think my parents wanted me to have the opportunities that they didn't have. So they put me into like piano classes and violin classes. I always enjoyed dancing. And then martial arts was a big thing. They're like huge action movie fans. And I grew up watching all the old school Jackie Chan movies. And then I started martial arts when I was 4. And I hated it at first. I was terrible. I was terrified. I was little. And then around age 9, 10, I realized, oh, I'm pretty good at this. And I loved it. I built like a family and a team, and I went on to compete for Great Britain. And it was something that I just loved doing. I was training, 6 days a week, and I'd still go to school, compete on the weekends, train in the evenings. And then I injured myself. So I couldn't compete anymore. Since then, I, had knee surgery and rehabbed. But during that time, acting was a different outlet for me. It's always been something that I'd done and loved, but that's when I really fell in love with it. It just became something that I just had to do. It wasn't like I always knew I wanted to be an actress. It kind of just happened. And then because of my martial arts background, after I'd rehabbed and everything, I started doing like action movies, and that's something, it's a skill set that I use in my work.
And
Does
so,
that answer your question?
yes, it does. Because it seems like the questions, they all kind of connect with each other.
Yeah.
Because I was going to ask you, how did martial arts help your acting skills grow and develop? Um,
Yeah, that's a good question.
yeah.
So I feel that martial arts, if I ever have children, I would make them do martial arts the way that my parents did, even if they kicked and screamed the way I did. I feel like it's something that teaches you discipline and focus, being part of a team, all these skills that I think are really important, all these traits. You have that discipline to see things through. I feel like, especially in today's world, with technology and just everything, there's so many distractions. And so I feel like it's really important for the younger generation to be able to have that focus, because I feel like it serves you for life, and just that discipline of seeing things through and understanding, like, being part of a team. I think that's important too. I mean, that goes with any team sports. You can get that with various team sports. So I'm just a big advocate of being part of a team.
Yeah, and it seems like all about togetherness. Togetherness is also about just learning how to work with other people, because everyone has a different mindset. We all weren't, brought up the same way, but it's learning, how do we make this thing work? How do we reach
Yeah,
a common goal? And so that's super, super important to me. And I think it's super important to our society in today's
it's
society.
it's so important. And if more people thought about that, and I think that what you're touching on is such an important message. Like, everyone's people, no matter, you know, race, color, whatever, wherever you're from, everyone's a person, and everyone needs that human connection. Everyone needs to help each other. That's how you get stronger, not by being an island, not by being solo, but by being a team. That's how everyone improves. And I feel like that's a really important message that you just brought up there. And
Yeah,
it's no film, you're a team.
yeah, I
You
think
spent
in the
so
20
long together. Yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry.
in the 20 no, you're fine. In the 21st century, we call it vibes. We get the vibe, and then it's like we
Yeah.
see what's going on, and so then that's how we move. But I feel like this, despite the vibe, whatever the situation may be, we're still gonna have to all work together, to reach the common goal. And
And
so,
it's a wonderful thing. It's even better working together. Everyone is naturally built to have like human connection and these relationships. And it's not good for anyone to be on their own. And it's so much more rewarding when you do achieve something with other people.
you're totally
It's
right.
like I feel like a lot of people think that it's a competition where it's me or them. That's not the case. There's room in this world for everyone. People just need to be open to it, and we build each other up. It just pushes everyone to be better.
Yeah, and it's a me versus me type of thing. That's all. I
Yeah.
always think like that. It's
the,
me
the,
versus me.
yes, that should be the only competition you have. How can I be the best version of myself? Not I need to be better than so and so and so so, or compare yourself to another person. How can I be the best person I can be? And that's better for society. It's better for everyone grows together.
You're totally right. And I have to ask you, what
Mhm.
lessons did you learn from being at Paul McCartney?
Um, okay, so first of all, it was a really fun experience, and meeting Paul was incredible. He actually sends Christmas cards to his students, which I think is incredibly sweet. And okay, so for me, drama school, again, I think it was learning to be part of a team and how you come together under pressure. And for me, it's all about the people skills and developing those friendships, because I think that's so important, mainly because, like, to bring it away from career, like how you are in life, which I think serves your career. Like, the happier you are as a person, the better you'll be in your career, because it allows you that freedom. So once you're comfortable with other people and working part of a team, I feel like that translates into like meetings and auditions, and it just allows you to be like your authentic self and accept yourself, which I feel like at least I do, like a lot of people struggle with.
Yeah, that's so true. You're bringing up some good points, some gems, and you're knocking it out the
Sorry,
park.
I'm going like deep onto it. I'm like, it's probably not the answer you wanted. I'm
No,
sorry.
it was amazing, because that's what people need to hear. They need to know the authentic truth and how to be themselves,
Yeah.
especially in a world that's being taken over, by social media and things like that. We need to learn how to be ourselves, no matter what that may look like.
I'm so passionate about that, because I feel like it is really frustrating with social media. And so how do you expect, like, people grow up and they see all these photoshopped images, or people taking these pictures in these fancy places, and they think, oh, like, I need more money, or I need to look this way, or I need to be doing this. And the reality is, most of these pictures are taken for the purpose of that's not their life. They're not what they present. They might not be so happy, but other people, like kids, look at that and feel like, if I don't have this, if I don't look that way, I'm not successful. There's something wrong with me. And that's not the case. And so I feel like it is more important to just bring it back to what is important, which is being true to yourself, yourself, respecting others, treating people the way that you'd like to be treated, and it not being a competition, that there's just enough room for everyone and a place for everyone. And that the more you push out your individuality, like, the better that is in general. Because the world would be so boring if everyone was cookie cutter and was the perfect image of whatever it is that people is, whatever the current trend is.
You're right. We're human. We make mistakes,
Of
and
course.
we grow from there. And
And
so,
it makes us who we are. The mistakes, everything makes us who we are. So
yeah. Yep, that's totally true. You know, you make mistakes and then you learn from them. That's how you grow. That's how you grow.
Yeah.
And so during Boss Level, you
Mm-hmm.
did a fighting scene.
Mm-hmm.
You did a fighting scene, and it was top notch. I have to tell you.
Thank
Oh,
you.
oh. And
Thank you.
so I have to know, what was your mental state when doing that fight scene? What was your mind on? How did you zero in? I know we talked about martial arts a little bit, and you know, I know that martial arts is all about discipline and you have to be focused and committed, but how did you manage to stay focused on not hurting your opponent? Like not hurting your opponent. Like how did you do that?
So I think that in terms of I think the fight you're referring to, like towards the end, I don't want to give anything away. There was just a lot of rehearsal. So if you asked about my mental state between rehearsal and performance, two very different things. So during rehearsal, I'm giving it my all, but I'm also nervous because I want the end result to be great. And that just takes a lot of time and a lot of work. In terms of on the day, I think because of all the preparation and the way that Carnahan Joe sets up the scene and makes everyone so comfortable, the preparation's done. So when we're filming, when the cameras roll, you're just able to be present and in the moment. And it's not even about the moves because you've got those down, like you've done them a million times. It's about the characters, about how you're feeling. It's about the chemistry. It's just something that happens. You go into this kind of flow is how I describe it, where you're not thinking about, oh, what's my next move, what's this, that your body knows what needs to happen. It's just concentrating on being present in the moment as that character. And I love that feeling. I think that's one of the best things to me about acting, is just it allows me to be this other character and be present and be free and authentic.
I think you were in beast mode. That's why I
Yes,
was telling
beast mode, yes.
you were totally in beast mode. I was like, okay, girl, I see you.
I have a Spotify list called Beast Mode, which I train to. It's just like, yeah, this is the time. This
right.
is
Like you're in the zone.
zone.
In the zone. Many people they exercise on like different things that get them going, but you're just going like it's you, like I said, you versus you.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like
Exactly.
super amazing.
Yeah.
Super cool. I know we just mentioned about Joe. So what was it like working with?
I adore Joe. Sorry, Joe's one of my favorite people on the planet. So I didn't even let you finish your question. Yes,
No,
please.
you're fine. You're fine. Go for it. What was it like working with him?
Well, first of all, I'm just a huge fan of his body of work. And then as a human being, like fundamentally, he's just one of the best people that I know. And not only is he a great person, but in terms of as a professional, I mean, his writing, his directing, the way that he's so generous with his actors, like he allowed me to improv when I wanted. He'd throw things out there. He kept it. He gave me the chance to bring what I really wanted to it, and he was so flexible. And I can't praise him enough. It's feel like truly grateful.
Wow.
And he directs like no one else. I think this movie is something that hasn't been seen. I know it's been compared to, you know, Groundhog Day or Source Code or Looper, but it really is a special movie where you have, yes, those elements, but its core is really heartwarming and touching and moving, and there is a heart there. And I feel like it's really rare to find someone that has that ability to have all those elements and deliver it in the way that he has.
I think you nailed it. That was a good point. I thank you for that response. I recall that you said that you were a big Jackie Chan fan. And so when watching him over the years, what are some things you admire about his work and, you know, him in previous movies? What is something that really gets you going? And when you see him, you're like, oh my God, I want to implement that.
So, well, first of all, his physical ability is just insane.
Mm-hmm.
You know, as a child, I would watch him and then I would like jump off the sofa pretending to like fight imaginary bad guys or whatever. I mean, nothing much has changed now. I do it for a living. Yeah. But the amount of time and dedication it takes to get to that level first is incredible. And then I feel like the way he carries himself, and from everything I've heard, he's just a lovely human being. His book, I'm Jackie Chan, is one of my favorite books, and that influenced me a lot growing up. It was just his struggle, and from his background to what he achieved, and just how he never gave up, and that determination just to me is something so incredible. Like, it always motivated me and made me feel like I want to be better. Like, no matter how I'm feeling, no matter what's going wrong, it's okay. Like, you just got to keep going. And if you love something and you work hard at it, like, you can. I genuinely believe that there is nothing that anybody can't have if they work hard enough. And he's so humble, like, and I really respect that too.
Yeah, and I think you're leaving us with a message: don't quit, don't quit, no matter how hard it gets. Don't
Don't
quit,
quit.
don't quit,
Yeah.
and don't give in. Even though challenges may come, you have to keep going. You have to keep going, because the main goal is success,
Yeah.
and you want to be successful for yourself. You know.
Successful for yourself, successful so that you can do something with that success to help other people. Like, I feel like there should always be like something bigger than just success. Like, yes, it's great to have personal goals, but what are you going to do with that? So once you have that, how can you help other people? And then being happy as a person. So there's no point being successful if you're not happy, because really, like, what's the point? It's about achieving that success, but enjoying the journey so that you're proud of not only what you've achieved, but of who you are. I think that's very important.
Yeah. Enjoy the journey. Enjoy the journey.
Enjoy the journey.
Yeah. And so, how did your previous experience in Universal Studios Scorpion King 3 and Millennium Fields Prince and Me
Mhm.
differ from Boss Level?
So I have fond memories of both of those,
Right.
especially Prince and Me, because that was like my first, and Catherine Siren, who directed that, like, she's still a dear friend, and Jonathan Firth, who's one of my best friends still to this day. And I mean, it's different. So that was, everything was very new.
Mhm.
As well, like, Boss Level was a lot bigger budget. um I feel like every job is similar in that whatever I'm doing, I put 100%, and I just go into it and I give my all.
Mhm.
I'd say what's different, so I guess I've had more experience doing this. I'm hoping that I've improved somewhat, but I feel like essentially whatever the job is, I just put in 100%.
Right. And my last question,
Mhm.
do you have any upcoming projects that viewers should know about and we can look forward to seeing you in?
So I had a couple of projects pushed because of COVID, but
Okay.
hopefully that's supposed to be going this
I'm here with
year.
you.
Um, so there's that. I'm just starting to get into the social media. I've never been big on that, but there's trying to do more and keep people updated on that. But
Yeah.
for now, just Boss Level comes out March 5th on Hulu, and I'm excited for people to see it. I hope they love it. I had a
Great.
blast making it.
Great. Thank you so much for
Thank
this
you so
interview,
much. This
Selina.
is
You
really
have been
fun.
great. I wish you much, much, much
You
success
too. You
in
too.
your career, and I hope you continue to grow and blossom like never before.
Thank
Thank
you. You too. Thank you so much. Bye.